Students, just a quick reminder. Please make sure you watch the actual video, like the whole way through, before you leave a negative comment. I know it's fun to leave a negative comment based off the title alone. I know. But we work really hard on these videos, so at least give it a chance. Enjoy the video. Welcome, students, to the Bonsai Kai Dojo. Class is in session, and I am your sensei. And students, the Bonsai Kai Dojo would not be the Bonsai Kai Dojo without the one and only guest sensei.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Did you answer her question?
Maybe.
Students, let us know. Are you having a good day or a bad day? Comment it down below. Seriously, we'll give you a second to do that. And of course, if you love Cobra Kai as much as we do, and if you love the Karate Kid trilogy, that's right, I said trilogy, you should be subscribed to this channel with all notifications turned on. If this is your first time here, leave a comment saying, Sensei, it's my first time, so we could welcome you on into the dojo. And of course, if you love Cobra Kai and Karate Kid as much as us, forward strike that like. Hit the thumbs up right now, students. That's right. Let's get 200 likes, and then we'll be on to the next video. All right. So let's give a disclaimer, right, guest sensei? The information we are sharing today was not written by us. We are trying to be fully transparent here. And this was from screenrant.com. We will have that linked down below, as we always do. We're going to read through the article real quick with you, which guest sensei found. Thank you. Everyone say thank you, guest sensei, for finding this awesome article.
No problem.
And it's about the next Karate Kid. Now, you know me. I'm not a fan of this movie.
Me either.
Okay? And you know how I always say the Karate Kid trilogy. That's right, I said trilogy. I say that for a reason because I really feel that the first three films are really the only films in the series. However, it's a saga. There's 4. And this article actually makes some sense here. So, check it out. Here we go. Karate Kid 4 reveals Miyagi's first student, not Daniel. Karate Kid fans assumed Daniel LaRusso was Mr. Miyagi's first student, but the next Karate Kid reveals that the sensei trained someone decades before. The Karate Kid 4, or the next Karate Kid, revealed that Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, wasn't the first student of Mr. Miyagi, Noriyuki, Pat Morita. In fact, Miyagi trained his best friend during World War II, decades before Daniel was even born. 1994's The Next Karate Kid is the third sequel to the 1984 original, and it introduced new background information about Mr. Miyagi as well as his new protege, Julie Pierce, played by Hilary Swank.
The Next Karate Kid is set 10 years after Mr. Miyagi met Danielsan in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley, and trained the teenager to defeat members of the Cobra Kai Dojo. In this new chapter, Miyagi traveled to Boston to receive a presidential honor. His Japanese-American World War II unit, the 442nd Infantry Regiment, was recognized in a pomp and circumstance ceremony. Miyagi and a prior Medal of Honor winner received the commendation alongside Louisa Pierce, Constance Towers, the widow of Lieutenant Jack Pierce, one of the unit's commanding officers. While staying in Boston, Mr. Miyagi met Louisa and Jack's granddaughter, Julie, who was orphaned after both her parents died in a car accident. Julie was
bereft.
Sorry, because there was a pop-up on my phone. Apologies, everybody. Julie was bereft from grief and anger, so Miyagi decided to look after her. When the sensei learned that Julie had learned karate from her grandfather, Miyagi took an extra special interest and decided to continue her training in Miyagi-Do karate.
Karate Kid fans had previously believed that Mr. Miyagi didn't train anyone in karate before he met Daniel LaRusso, since the elderly Japanese man had been a very private loner for most of his life. But the next Karate Kid disclosed that the younger Miyagi did have a prior student, Lieutenant Jack Pierce, as Miyagi told Julie. Her grandfather saved Miyagi's life during the Second World War. To repay him, Miyagi trained Jack in Miyagi-Do karate, and Jack loved karate. In 1944 to 1945, Miyagi was only about 19 or 20, and he had just fled to the United States from Okinawa in 1940 to avoid a fight to the death with Sato Taguchi, played by Danny Kamakona, his oldest friend turned rival. Since Miyagi was so young, Jack Pierce was very likely the person he ever trained in Miyagi-Do karate, which Miyagi learned from his father.
When Julie told Mr. Miyagi that her father taught her karate when she was little, which he learned from his father Jack, it cinched the sensei's desire to continue the teenage girl's training, especially since Miyagi had difficulty reaching her and breaking through her anger. After all, since Julie had learned Miyagi-Do already, it essentially meant that she was already Miyagi's student indirectly. Indeed, Julie brought several advantages to the table that Daniel-san didn't. Pierce was considerably more naturally athletic than LaRusso, and since she already learned the basics, Miyagi wasn't required to start from scratch, like he had to for Daniel. Miyagi's training methods for Julie, especially, they spent 2 weeks in a Buddhist monastery, were both more advanced and more esoteric than how he taught Daniel.
As Karate Kid fans know, Mr. Miyagi was hesitant to get involved in Daniel's troubles and train him, and it was only after Miyagi realized how much adversity LaRusso faced with Cobra Kai that he took the boy in as his student. Otherwise, Mr. Miyagi had no desire to train anyone in his family's karate, since he actually detests violence and regrets each instance he had to resort to it. But in the next Karate Kid, Miyagi was a different man who found his life enriched by knowing Daniel LaRusso had become more than his student and was his closest friend, and Miyagi hoped to forge the same bond with Julie. 10 years after meeting LaRusso, Mr. Miyagi was more open to the idea of training Julie Pierce in the next Karate Kid, and it continued how learning Miyagi-Do karate is a generational act passed from parent to child. See, we're actually human. We make mistakes as we read. So I honestly really love the way this everyone comment Artle. I don't even know how to spell it. A-R-T-L-E.
Yep,
A-R-T-E-L. This article. There we go. I really like how this article, really painted a picture here and really brought everyone up to speed who isn't familiar with the horrendous film known as The Next Karate Kid. Now, here's the thing. Everyone gets mad at me for hating on that film. Here's my thing. I was disappointed with the film. It could have been awesome, but I'm sorry. There's a dancing monk scene. It's like it starts off kind of serious and then just turns into this horrible made-for-TV movie. Like, it is nowhere close to the standards of the first 3 films. Let's be honest. Okay,
right.
There's nothing close to it. And when Guest Sensei found this article, I was like, wow. So I was like, this clearly means there's going to be some sort of a connection with Julie Pierce. You know what I mean? That may be part of Miyagi's big secret, that we're supposed to be finding out in season 3. I mean, Guest Sensei, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? I mean, do you like the fact that they're pulling such drastic information from the next Karate Kid about the first student?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. It does make sense. It would seem that he would have had a closer bond with Lieutenant Jack Pierce because they were in war together. Those are like your brothers when you're serving and deployed. So I really think that it kind of makes sense that Julie really is like the rightful student compared to Daniel. Mm-hmm. I mean, although from a personal perspective, I wish that wasn't so, because like you said, it's not my favorite of the movies.
We've only seen it once, and you fell asleep like at some part
in the middle. Yeah. So it's like, all right, I guess this kind of shows that maybe she will be involved in this 3rd season.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking she will have an episode or 2 because, she's a big time actress. So I'm assuming she's only going to have about, an episode or 2.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be in many, but she definitely will be in an episode or 2.
Which I'm okay with, because maybe she could bring something. I'm going to try and be optimistic. Maybe she'll bring something interesting to the table. Maybe Miyagi taught her something because she was female that he didn't teach Daniel. I don't know.
Right, maybe because she was further along, because she already had a little bit of a karate background.
True. And I like how it mentions that she was basically inadvertently his student because she knew his teachings from her grandfather and her father.
Right.
So, students, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is legitimate, that this is really, truly his first real student? It sure as heck looks this way. And here's my other question, is why didn't he tell Daniel that? is the thing. Because obviously at the time it wasn't written that way in the original film. That's pretty obvious, and they changed it for the next Karate Kid, because it's always easy to go into the past or something because you can make up anything you want. Which Cobra Kai is doing as well in some ways too.
You know? I mean, but also in the Karate Kid movies, Miyagi really didn't share much of his personal life unless he had to. Remember, he didn't share about his
Sato
wife and his son until Daniel walked in on him drunk, grieving. Just like he didn't explain everything with Sato until they were in Okinawa and meeting Sato. So it's kind of like it was like a need to know basis with information with Miyagi.
He's like a secret agent.
Yeah, in a way.
So anyway, students, let us know what your thoughts are down below on this. Do you agree with the article? Do you disagree? Just comment agree or disagree. Or let us know how many views are on this video when you're watching it. Say, Sensei, I'm viewer number 65. Always comment something. Get involved. Get engaged, And, of course, let's get 200 likes. Subscribe with all notifications on. And, guess Sensei, we got to thank some really awesome people, don't we?
We sure do.
And, of course, students, we have to thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/Bonsai Kai Dojo. They are here right there on the screen. All of the current patrons helping to keep the lights on at the dojo, right, guest Sensei?
Yep.
Because those lights are expensive.
Yes, they are.
They most certainly are. So thank you to all of them. If you want to sign up and help support the dojo, link is down in the description down below. And of course, if you love Cobra Kai and you love the Karate Kid trilogy, you got to subscribe with all notifications on so you don't miss any future uploads or anything, students. And of course, strike that like down below. Let's get 150 likes. We are on that road to 10,000 subscribers, students. Thanks for getting us to 5. That was really great, right?
Thank you to everybody.
Seriously, thank you so much. We are growing this community strong. We are Cobra Kai strong. That is right, everybody. And of course, you know it. Until next time, strike first, strike hard, no mercy, and until next time, class is dismissed. Class!